Spiritual Sodom indeed. First, I want to give all praises, honor, glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honor to the apostles, elder bishops, the great millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to you fellow brothers pushing his word in truth and sincerity. Chanak, coming back with another lesson through the spirit of power. Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Shalom, shalom. Real quick. This should not be a long video. Just, in the car in transit. So, just bear with me. But just some, the spirit's on me just to do it. Spiritual Sodom indeed. Okay, as I was, in the car, I was getting ready to play some music. I was on the YouTube music, and it's waking us everywhere. And basically, they put on my music playlist. They'll recommend certain things, or they'll put certain months or certain new albums come out or whatever it may be, and they have here Love and Community celebrating Pride, and we're in Pride Month, so it's everywhere. Okay, and basically, I'm gonna try to put a screenshot, but it's certain playlists that are there. Pride anthems has one. Another playlist is Unapologetic, which they had a black woman, the face of that one. Another playlist, Love is Love songs, and then they got one straight up gay pop. Now the one that says Love is Love, they got two men with goatees and beard, face to face, like they getting ready to kiss. And as I was, getting ready to play music, and I seen that as I was scrolling, the pic, you in the car, Jake, you gonna put some tunes on, and I saw that, and the first thing that came to me said, this is Sodom. Okay, this is Sodom, and I'm like, what the, you want to curse, you want to throw the phone and curse, but it's just like, you take a deep breath, and this is prophecy. Okay, so this is spiritual Sodom. That word, I looked it up and already knew. I know the elder Yashuama, he always goes into it. The word Sodom means burning. Let's get a precept. This is not long, but there's going to be a judgment for Sodom. Let's get Revelation 11:8 first, because I said this is indeed spiritual Sodom. And when you measure up all the other nations, all the other kingdoms, because there will be a spiritual Sodom. When you measure it up and you use the scriptures as the measuring tool, there's only one nation that can fit the description, okay, of this prophecy. Okay? And that's America. No other nation pushes sodomy like this outside of America. Now, outside of America, really you have the state of Israel. And if I'm not mistaken, I did a video on this a while back, but one of the most gayest places in the world is the state of Israel. I believe it might be, it's like top 5, top 3. I mean, you could do the Google. I did it before. I forget exactly what terminology, but the most open to sodomites, right? They'll give you a list of, the countries. They'll give you a list of even the states and the cities of, the best place to be a sodomite, to be one of those nasty people. And Jake does that. Jake knows that, you got like Houston, Texas, Atlanta. These are like gay capitals for Jake, and Jake will actually move. They might be from Wyoming, Cleveland, okay, and they'll move to these places because it's more open for that community. You know, there's less push-up, there's less pushback, there's less discrimination. You know, they don't have to be apologetic like that video, that the music playlist, unapologetic, basically saying, hey, look, we this is us, you accept it, this is the way it has to be. This is truly indeed spiritual Sodom. Revelation 11:8, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city. What city is so great? What nation can boast themselves of being such a great nation? Now, not so much now. Yesterday, right? Yesterday I was outside. I went to the park. I was just sitting down, and there was an Edomite that was, you know, in the next, I guess you can call seat not next to me, but it's like the bench, basically. It was two benches by each other, you know, a few feet away from each other, and I was overhearing him speak. He was an expat, and he spent time in like Thailand, the Philippines. You know, you got a lot of Edomites that go down there. And just overhearing this conversation, he was pretty much cursing out America. He said, yeah, America, they think that they're the best country in the world. He was cursing out the politicians. He was cursing out America. You could tell he's one of those Edomites that been, you know, he's probably ex-military. He's been to different countries, and he was going on, and I just overheard. Nothing I could do. We were kind of next to each other. He on the phone, and he was speaking about his experiences with the different airlines, and how they made accommodations for him in these different countries, and you know, and how when he was with American Airlines, it was shitty. He was like upset. He hates America. But in an overall sense, what nation can boast himself of being so great? Only America. This is that great city. The dead bodies is speaking about the Israelites in a dead state, not knowing who they are. Okay, to us. Prior to us, okay, knowing that we're Israelites, we're in a dead state. Ezekiel saw this in chapter 37, the valley of the dry bones. Okay, that low valley means low land. That low land is speaking about America, which is also synonymous with the great city, which is also synonymous with spirit. And I'm jumping the gun, spiritual Egypt. Let me continue. As well as which spiritually is called spiritually, not physically, because let me continue. Excuse me. Which spiritually is called Sodom. That word Sodom means burning. And Egypt. Okay, I just did it. I gotta put it up. I couldn't put it up. I gotta get back on the computer later on. So this one might go up before. I'm just gonna put it up. But I gotta add a video on the next one. But I was just going into Egypt. Okay, how it's spiritual Egypt, and also spiritual Sodom, which means burning. Which that's exactly what America is, filled with a bunch of burning freaks. They push what they say, sex sells, and that's all that they show in front of you. Everything is filled with sex. Oh, and one thing I noticed, which I always do, on my walks, I go on my walk, you know, and it's a trail where there's a lot of bikers and runners and people that walk that trail. You know what I mean? And every woman has spandex on. Every woman had a spandex on. They had a bodysuit showing their camel toes, showing their breast. It's normal, old and young. You had little girl, 5-6 year old. I'm like, what the, you know, you get mad at 10 years old, 11 years old, 12, 15, 20, 25. Grandma had it on. Okay, 67 years old with that shit. So everything is freaky here in Babylon, and the Most High is going to take this place out. Okay, now when I was going into the Edom, let me just read a little bit of the Edom. Okay, for the word sodomite as a noun, wicked and corrupt place. You see that? Wicked and corrupt place, said to have been destroyed. Right, the actual physical Babylon. I'm sorry, excuse me. The physical Sodom, which this is also known as Babylon. Pretty much America, the great city, fulfills all the ancient cities that were destroyed. They take a little piece of all the ancient cities and they make it their own. They actually surpass the deeds of all these ancient cities that have been destroyed. Okay? It says destroyed with neighboring Gomorrah. It's actually 5 cities: Admah, Zeboim, and Zoar, along with Sodom and Gomorrah. It's 5 cities. The Most High destroyed all those cities because they were totally given into, okay, basically this pride thing that's going on. And they've been pushing it more. I mean, they've been pushing it for years. This has been an ongoing thing. But ever since this nigga Biden got in, he was that guy to really, really push. You start hearing about them legalizing, you know, with children. In which that was a video they just took off my page, exposing that. You know, they said it violated their terms. And basically, I was going into how, you know, they're trying to legalize. I believe it was out here in San Francisco. They've been trying to decriminalize. Was they decriminalized it somewhere in Europe? I forget what country. Maybe Germany, where they decriminalize a lot of the aspect of you getting caught with child. You know what? You know, you get less time. So this is what they've been doing. You have the MAPS, minor attracted persons. They pushed that for a little bit to see how the people responded to it. And they're going to continue. Look, it's going to get real nasty, wicked before the Most High destroys this place. But the sins, as it says in Revelation 18, are mounting up to heaven. The Most High is going to visit this place. And he's doing it now. Okay? Okay. It says ultimately from Hebrew, Sodom, which is of unknown origin. No, what do you mean it's unknown origin? We know what it is. We do know the origin. Okay, it's from ancient Hebrew, which means burning, meaning they're burned in their lust. Let me get that. Okay, and I was thinking about that before opening up. Romans, the first chapter. What is that? Rome, ancient Rome. They were. It's known in history. It's known amongst historians. Okay, that in Rome, do as the Romans, meaning what? Be freaky. They were given to wife swapping, the same shit that you see in today. That's been in the underground, you know, on the internet, mainly with the whole so-called what's the word? The pronos, I'll call it that. The pronos industry. You get what I'm saying? What they call prawn. I just call it prawn, as they say on YouTube. So you know the algorithm. Prawn. Right? The industry. Which who started that? The so-called P to the O to the R to the N hub. Who owns that? Look, Google it. It's a small hat. So they're behind all this indecency. They were doing that in Germany. That's why them Germans didn't want them small hats in their country. You know, because they was pushing all type of indecency. And this is a way to what's the word? It's also in Edomon. Give me a second. When you go into the noun, let me see. Give me a second. I want to get the word. Degenerate. This is a way to degenerate. That's also synonymous with sodomy. This is a way to degenerate a population. Demoralize, verb, when you use that word sodomize, it means to demoralize. Okay? This is a way to do that. The scriptures talk about how he weakened the nation. This is how you weaken the nation, because everybody is given over to the flesh, burning. They all women, you know, especially our women, But all these Babylonian women, they wear them scantily clad clothes. It's on the billboards. It's on it's in your music. It's in the videos. It's in the movies. Everything has a sexual aspect. The cartoons, they all have a sexual aspect. Okay, where was I going? I was going somewhere. I lost my train of thought. But yeah, I don't want to make this long. Let me go back. Okay, Romans. Let me just read Romans. All right, I'm not gonna make this long. Let me just read this in Romans, and we're gonna end it. Romans 1. They were doing that in Rome, and Rome was into pederasty, which you have Mambla, which is the Man and Boy Lovers Association. There's an actual association that's been standing strong for years. You can look it up. Okay, and they're trying to normalize men with little boys as, you know, in relationships. There's nothing wrong with that. This that ancient Greco-Roman way that they're pushing on the whole world. And if nations reject it, then hey, you already know what happens next. Assassinations, coups, okay, all type of shit. Romans 1 and let me go to the point. 1 and 21, because that when they knew, so this was Paul speaking to the Israelites in Rome. Okay, because that when they knew the Most High, they glorified him not as the Most High. And this is what they do today. They know the Most High. They know that there's a God exists, especially our people, but they do not acknowledge him as the Most High. The true power, and the true power has do's and don'ts of how you're supposed to, you know, live on the earth. If it wasn't so, why is it such a nasty thing for two men to be together? But he is using witchcraft to make it seem like, oh, this is normal. And our people are all, hey, there's always been sodomites in our nation. That's an actual spirit. Okay, that's an actual spirit. So hey, there's nothing new under the sun. It says, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imagination. Right, it's a vain thing for two men to get together. It's a vain thing for two women to get together. It's a vain thing for you to get with a child. It's a vain thing. Okay, that haven't, you know, a woman that hasn't went to her flower, basically her period. Okay, that's a vain thing. Wife swapping, that's a vain thing. Okay, animals, that's a vain thing. Orgies, you got actual sex clubs. Let me continue. It says, and their foolish heart was darkened, right? Because they get so engulfed in their lust. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools, and changed the glory of the uncorruptible Most High into an image made like corruptible man, and to birds and four-footed beasts, and to creeping things. And these sexual acts are actually in the name of different gods. Okay? Whereof the Most High also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, right? Because once you start tampering with these other gods, you're open up to all different types of demonic forces that make you want to do the things that these people are doing. So worshiping idols, worshiping false gods, deities, practicing witchcraft. This all leads you to go into homosexuality, go into sexual magic. It's all part of that. It's all part of that realm. Okay? And they do this, and they at the highest level, they do this to obtain power. Okay? And of course, it pleases, you know, the lust. Okay? So the Most High gave Jacob up to these things. These heathen nations, Esau, starting with Esau, they're already giving into it. They don't have any hedge. But I'll say this: a lot of these nations, they don't make it an actual way within their country. Hey, you got certain nations, they'll put individuals down. Okay, so they have more sense, which proves to you that this truly is spiritual Egypt. A spiritual Egypt is spiritual Sodom. Okay, by the deeds that they do, the demoralizing deeds that weaken the nation and corrupt a nation. The moral. This is why especially these women, you let these women do what they gonna do, man. These women are completely out of order. I'm talking about your so-called black woman. She completely out of order, and she's the main harlot out there. Out in. Hey man, you deal with her if you want to. It says, whereof the Most High also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own heart, because it's unclean to do those acts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves. Right, that's a dishonoring act. That's a filthy, wicked, evil act. Okay, and the Most High is going to recompense you for that act. But the people are so given into it, they ain't trying to hear what you got to say. They ain't trying to. Hey, and them Sodomites and them those Gomorrites, right? Gomorrites and them Sodomites, those are some vicious people, man. Especially when you tell them that what they're doing is evil in the eyes of the Most High. One thing you have in common with a lot of them Sodomites is that they hate the Most High, or their perception of the Most High is completely off. They don't give reverence to the true power of the Bible. Okay. For this cause, the Most High gave them up unto vile affections. Right. These are vile, wicked, evil, nasty. One of the definitions for vile is without morals, ugly, filthy. These are vile affections. For even their women, did change the natural use into that which is against nature. Right? I see that all the time. Two women on woman. You got all the rappers and the small hats behind the scenes saying, "Yeah, do that. My girl got a girlfriend." I forget who sung that, but Drake did a track not too long ago. I don't know how he said something. I like girls that like girls. So they've been pushing that amongst our people, and our women, they take hold of that. A lot of them were molested by their own, family members. So they got them demons on them. So they turn to women, and then they go back to men, and then they go to. It's just a big mess. You got a lot of that. You have a woman that be with a man for a long time, and then they break up, get divorced or whatever, and then next thing you know, she got a nose ring and she deal with women now. You see that happen all the time. And then she get in a deep relationship with a woman, and then she gets back out. She jumps out of that relationship with the woman, and then she want to get back with a man. So it's complete fucking madness. Okay, it's complete fucking madness. But this is the Most High. He's giving them up. These some Sodomites and Gomorrites, the Most High gave them up. Even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. Right, it's literally against nature. It's natural. Which this is Esau. He got these people so drunk. He gives them unnatural things and tells them this is the way. The natural way, that's bad. Natural medicine, that's bad. Artificial is good. So to hell with these people, man. Okay. So it's natural for a man and a woman to be together and to procreate. Okay. And likewise, also the men, you nasty niggas, man, leaving the natural use of a woman and the natural use of a woman to pop the woman. There's so many goddamn women out here But the women they're completely bugged the fuck out. So, you know, you brothers know these women are completely bugged out. Every last one of them. There's not one that's not. Okay? Every last woman is bugged out, especially here in America. All right? A couple exceptions. Maybe two. I'll say maybe two exceptions. Let me continue. Let me stop. And likewise, the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burn in their lust one towards another. See, it's all burning. And these sodomites, man, they're like the worst ones, because a man has an insatiable sexual appetite. But being a man of Yahweh Shema Shai, that's something that you must take control of. You can't allow you can't be lascivious, which is unbridled lust. And that's basically what it is with these men. They meet up, and the majority of these men that do these acts, they be married. They be literally married with wives. And they be, oh man, it's too much for me. Men with men, working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves the recompense of their error, which is meat. Right? And this is why they be dropping dead and getting all type of diseases. And ultimately, the destruction is going to be their full recompense. And even as they did not like to retain the Most High in their knowledge, the Most High gave them over to a reprobate mind. Okay, to do those things which are not convenient. It's not convenient to do this, because judgment, you pollute the people around you, you morally degrade, your society crumbles, and then ultimately the Most High, he judges you. And in this case, and this is longer than I wanted to go. It's okay. In this case, the Most High is going to burn you with fire. But see, these things are all prescribed, meaning these things have to happen. They had to happen. Okay, we have to see their evil. Only what thy eyes shall thou see, thou shalt behold the reward of the wicked. So as we see their detestable acts, we're also going to see the destruction that comes with it, the fire. And this fire is going to burn them to a fucking crisp. As well as, you got certain people that are not sodomites, but they're complicit, meaning they're okay with it. They don't really see anything wrong with it. Or they might not like sodomites, but they're okay with women on women. So you see the madness, their minds are all corrupted. Let's read how their minds are. Being filled with all unrighteousness. So all these individuals that practice in that community, they're filled with nothing but unrighteousness. Fornication. You got which is spiritual fornication, worshiping different gods, as well as adultery too. But fornication is really spiritual fornication, which is idolatry. Wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers, backbiters, haters of the Most High, despiteful, proud. See? Are we not in so-called Pride Month? The 6th month, and keeping that vibration of 6, showing you who this man is. Boasters, and they boasting in their evil. Inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents, without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection, implacable, unmerciful, who knowing the judgment of the Most High, and Esau knows the judgment of the Most High, but he gonna do it anyway, because that's him. That they which commit such things are worthy of death. See? Not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them. See? So not only are they doing some evil, wicked deeds that are not convenient, that are vile, they have pleasure in doing them, and they are boastful and prideful in their acts, and they will condemn you if you speak down against it. Like if you talk down or you beat up a sodomite, oh, you're done. You going, that's a hate crime. So, you know, it's a little longer than I expected. Hey, till next time, shalom to the elect.